Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Well, I want to talk to you today about it seems like a simple topic, but it is, in fact, it causes a lot of disharmony within the body for a lot of people. The fact I had to search it on Google, how many in the USA only are affected by this chronic constipation. I was one of them. I wasn't living in the state, but I can imagine how many of us in Saudi Arabia are being affected by constipation. And guess what? 2.5 million visits to the doctor's office per year is because of chronic constipation. And when we say chronic constipation, I am sure you are relating to what does it mean. So anything that has to do with, infrequent stooling or less stooling than usual, or even straining, or anything that is what we refer to as beyond the norm, and not the norm to compare it to somebody else, but to compare it to yourself, because who am I really to compare me to somebody else or you to me? Because the norm needs to be in comparison to oneself. This is how I define the norm. Although there has been, norm graphs where we are compared to 100 people, but that's really, it's a myth, in my own opinion, because anything that is deviation from my own norm, that is not normal, even if it fits within the norm of the 100 people that has been surveyed, right? You would agree with that. So why I'm bringing constipation? Because that applies to everything else in our life, from symptoms that we appear to have in our physical body. And constipation, as simple as it might sound, but as much as it can be dreadful in our life, and how much pain and how much money, in fact, we spend in doctor's visits. And in fact, the cost of these 2.5 million doctor's visits, many hundred millions of dollars per year. And can you imagine, it is not just the millions of dollars, but it is the prescription medications that we are being prescribed to take in to resolve a symptom, which is a symptom in our body that is trying to give us a feedback to tell us, hey, stop, look at the root cause of the problem. It's just a feedback loop to really, it's like, more or less, it's like you are actually feeling your thinking. Constipation is nothing less but really that you are feeling your thinking. Now, I want to stop here and say, well, obviously, there are other causes of simple chronic constipation, and you want to make sure that you are not having those. But remember, even the other ones, like, for example, hypothyroidism, hypopituitarism, where you have problems with the glands being hyposecreting, even that, you even ask yourself, why am I causing disturbance in the secretion of the gland itself? What is it in my thoughts that I'm causing disharmony in the balance of my own cells? So even that, I can take it to what is it that I am thinking to cause disharmony in my cells. Everything starts in my mind. Everything starts in my thoughts. There is nothing that starts outside this mind or outside this head. And I am thoughts, and I am energy that goes into this body. I broadcast thoughts. I broadcast those thoughts into the field, and I attract the similar thoughts from the field. So the more negative thoughts that I broadcast, obviously the more I'm draining from my electromagnetic field, and the more matter I become into my body. Remember, the body is really energy. And the only reason that I'm seeing it as matter is because my physical senses is making me feel that my body is solid. Otherwise, my body, even at the subatomic level, it is going at a speed of the lightning speed. So it is truly its energy. So if we can really think of constipation, that it is a symptom and it is a feedback mechanism to tell me I need to think of the thoughts. So why am I having those thoughts? Often, a lot of the chronic constipation is secondary to stressful thoughts. So stressful thoughts that is here, and I'm flowing those stressful thoughts energy, and I'm having stressful gut. So literally, if we can change the state of mind, which is thinking and feeling, that makes our state of mind or a state of being. If I can change the state of mind or my thinking process, I can literally change more or less the currency of the flowing energy into my body, and everything becomes more or less in harmony. So when the doctor, I used to go to the doctor and I would tell them I'm having constipation, the first question they'll ask you, is there a family history of constipation? Well, obviously, yes. My mom, my brothers, all, it's like in the family history. And they've had complicated constipation. So obviously, you get into the disempowerment of your own ability to be in control of why am I having constipation, because they already told you, oh, well, you know what? It is in the family. So here is the first belief also. Or I should say the second belief, because I already went to the doctor believing that they're going to give me a prescription medication for what I am having. But the thing is that when you believe in the belief that because it runs in the family, because it has some genetic component or genetic hereditary or familial component, you're already giving in to that power of the authority and disempowering yourself that, hey, I am in control of this. And the genetic, really hereditary kind of thing does not determine my destiny. And in fact, it is my thoughts that will alter the path of everything in my own body. And that's really what I want to leave you with, is that at times we have to make a choice in order to change the state or the field that we are in. And the field, what I mean by the field, is the state of mind, my environment, my thoughts, my attitude, in order to make a difference for myself, in order to be deconstipated. So I say deconstipate my thoughts. And what I refer to a lot of times, when you want to make a meal, for example, you don't want to dig into the garbage, for example, and dig from ingredients from the garbage. You want to dig into, like a new fresh ingredients to make a new, like, nice meal. And that applies to the thoughts. You don't want to really dig into the old thoughts in order to have a new image. How can I have a new image? By digging into the thoughts of the past. You want to create new, fresh thoughts in order to create new images and new beliefs, so that it applies into a flowing energy into your body. And I want to leave you with this beautiful quote of Wayne Dyer. And he says, if you can conceive it in your mind, then it can be brought into the physical world. So more or less, anything can be conceived into this mind of ours, because it all starts by a thought, an idea, and then momentum of thoughts goes one after the other, and then you get into the action and a feeling, and then before you know it, you've got it all. So it's all in our hand. It's all a choice that we can make. So if you're constipated today, think, what is it that I am thinking that it's allowing me to have this constipation? And believe me, most of those prescriptive medications, as simple as they might sound, like the bulk fiber or the laxatives, every one of them, there is nothing without side effects. So I want to leave you with this thought, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave it on my channel. I'll be more than happy to come back to you. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.